Hello and welcome to another video in the Frsky series. And this topic is another new thing that version 1.5 of firmware on your Ethos radio and above can do, which is awesome. So take a look at my screen over here, and I've got notes. So if you're like me and you have a bunch of planes and maybe you haven't flown a plane in a while, you come back and you're like, where the heck are the switches? I don't know what position these switches are supposed to be in, and you have to like hunt and guess. You can make a nice little detailed note. You can even put, if you wanted to, you can put the history of the plane that you're flying or anything that you want to have come up when you first pop on or select that model. So in this particular case, I did like wing sweep is the right slider, the flaps is the left slider, etc., etc. So you can make these notes and put them into your radio. You can't at this time make these notes on the transmitter itself. You have to import it from a computer. But the process is pretty simple. So what I'd suggest is if you made in a plane, you can go ahead and make a bunch of notes, on a piece of paper or on your phone, and then transfer it over to your computer at home when you're done. We're going to go through the process right now, so let's do it. The first thing that you will need to know, I'm going to go over here to model, and let's do it for, say, the EC1500, which I fly a lot. All right, so on the EC1500, there are a bunch of switches or a few switches that are different than other planes that I fly, so I do want to make a note for this particular plane. Let's just go ahead and do it. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to look at the model and see where it is. So this is under Warbirds, and it is called EC space 1500. That's very important because that name is what you need to call the file that you create. Let's go ahead and create that file. So I'm going to go over to my computer. On the computer, I just need a simple text editor, so I can use Notepad. I don't know what it is on Macs. I don't really use, Apple, but I'm sure there's something like it. But you just need a very simple text editor, and you can search for it. I'm just going to call it up since it was the last thing that I called up. Okay, there it is. And this is the way that you need to do it. So first of all, if you want to do just a very, very simple note and just type in a bunch of stuff, you can save it as a .txt, which is the default for a notepad. But if you want a little bit of formatting, so you want a headline title and you want maybe bold characters or anything like that, then it needs to be in a certain format. And this is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and create a headline, and the headline is going to be eFlight EC1500. And to do a headline, it's the hashtag or the pound symbol, so it's twice. You put a space. The space is very important, as I found out. So you want to put a space there, and then you can go ahead and name it. So let's make this all caps. Flight EC space 1500. There it is. Okay, so the next thing that you need is I'm going to do a bold. So I'm going to do a space or another line, and I'm going to do bold. And to do bold, you do asterisk. So 2 asterisks, and then what you want bolded. So let's do this one, switch positions, for example. And then you do have to do an end. So you got to do the bold marker again. So 2 asterisks again. Okay, so I'm going to do another line. And then now I'm going to put what the switches are that I use and what what they do. So the first one I'm going to put is SW1, and that is in this plane gyro mode. Let's do SW2, and that is throttle. Whoops. And then another switch that I have for this plane is SW4, and that is rates. Next one that I need for this is SW11, And that is full span ailerons. And next one is SW12. That is snap flaps. Okay. And then I'm going to do another bold notes. And then unbold. And the notes that I want to do is maybe battery. SMC 2300 4S. CG is battery aft 1 strap. Now that doesn't make any sense to anybody but me, but I know that if the battery compartment has 2 straps for the battery, and if I push the battery back so that the forward strap does not go around a battery right there, that's the perfect spot for CG with that particular battery. All right, so I think this is good enough. Okay, so now we need to save it. So I'm going to come up here and go to File, and don't save, save as. Okay, figure out where you want it. I have it under Documents and then Frsky XE Notes. So this is the notes that I'm going to start, filling this with. Okay, so the file name is, again, very important. It has to be EC, the exact same, 1500. And file type, do not save it as a text. You can actually save as a text, but then all those markings. So like, let's say you don't care about the bold and the headline, those asterisks and those hashtags. If you don't care about those and you just want text to display, you can save it as a .txt. But I want it to do that formatting. And so if you do, then you put the extension over here. So not .txt, but over here you put .md. Save. All right, that's it. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and transfer from my computer to the transmitter. So the first thing I need to do is power down my radio, go into bootloader mode. So I do that by holding down the center over here, the center button. And while I'm holding that down, tap the power button. So now over there it says bootloader. Now I can go ahead and hook up my USB. I can do it. There it is. All right. Now it says USB connected. Now we can go back to the computer and there's two two folders that opened up that are from the radio. And the one that you want is the one that has the models in it. So this one doesn't, so I'm going to close this up. And this one does. So this is from the radio. And my particular case is called radio. In your case, it may not be called that. It may be called something else, depending on which model radio that you have. And I want to go here into models. So again, I want to navigate. So that was battery's low. Okay, hopefully this will be done in time. So I want to go over here to Warbirds, which is the folder that it was under, and EC1500. So I want to take that file. So let's go ahead and call up another one of these. Okay. And okay, I got to find that file again. So that is under XE Notes. And there it is, EC1500. My laptop battery is low. So I want to take this file and I want to put it into here. So under Model Warbirds, because that's where it was, and there's EC1500, I want to put this file, which is called exactly the same thing, into here. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close this, and close this. I don't need any of that. And let's go ahead and safely remove the USB, which is my So I'm going to eject D, close that, eject. Okay, now I go ahead and turn off my radio. Actually, I can disconnect, turn off my radio, turn my radio back on. And let's see if it works. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Warbirds over here, go to EC1500, set current model, and there it is. So there's my eFlight EC1500, which is a headline. And you can make multiple headlines down here. You know, just use those double hashtags. And there's switch positions, and there it is over there, my notes. And then I still have my regular checklist warnings at the bottom. All right. So that is it, guys. It's a nice way to do this and nice way to keep organized. So if you're one of those guys that likes to be organized, and if you have a bunch of planes and you forget what your switch positions are, this is a nice way to remind you every time you power up your radio. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much, and have a good day.